I am Fabri from Ephemera. I'm Devro, and I'm responsible for bots. So as Shane stated it, it was how we can start thinking about with AI and all these new primitives, frames, and transactions, and the UX in Web3 being so much better than before, right? It feels almost Web2. So we can start thinking about like in the medium to long term, that crypto apps are going to get as good as Web2 apps, and this may allow for apps that can onboard new users, with novel use cases using frames, web views, transactions, and so on. So MessageKit is our first approach for going in this direction. And I'm going to show a practical example of the things that are available today, that are available for hackathons, for hackathon devs to start working on. And yeah, just wanted to share some cool examples and things that you can start building. So if you go to MessageKit are you seeing the screen, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, so if today you go to messagekit.ephemera.com, you will find a very simple CLI command. This allows you to create like a template for a bot and start really fast. Ideally, you should be able to deploy a very simple bot in like 10 to 20 minutes. And so going through MessageKit, you'll find, again, a lot of examples and use cases. Open source examples are available today also, which we are going to be seeing right now. And instructions for how to deploy these bots, which is also very simple. These run on Node, so you can use a service like Railway that I'm using right now, and just deploy some bots from the GitHub repo, and it should be part of this 20-minute process that I was saying. So tutorials, instructions on how to get started with MessageKit. So let's go into the main thing, which is the CLI, the fastest way to get started. So if I'm in the terminal, I can run ban create MessageKit, and this will prompt me to use one of the free examples that are also detailed in the docs. So we have a GM example, replies GM on a one-on-one conversation, one-to-one, and then we get into the group bots. So it will be as easy as this. So GM test, and this will create a folder. I already have some projects created from the CLI. You will need some variables. I don't want to show them in the screen, but you will need some variables like the private key of the wallet you're using for the bot. You can fill using this example, and once you are, it's good to go. So you can start the bot, and on the right, I have Converse. So in this case, this also showcases B-free identity. So in XMTP B-free with groups and the new Converse, you will be able to associate multiple identities to one single inbox ID, we are calling it now. So one identity in XMTP can be associated to multiple addresses. And this is just a log of how that will look, and couple this with smart wallets, and a lot of more functionality is going to be enabled through that. So if I go to, this is the wallet of the bot that I was doing just some testing. So if I say hi, this bot replies here. And actually, I have to. Okay, very simple bot, replies GM. This is the first approach to get this going. This will not work in groups as it is. Groups will have a different kind of, more constraints, because we don't want bots to be seeing every message. And at this stage, we want to make an approach that is more explicit for bots, for groups. But first, let's see one more example. So in this example, this bot is handling subscriptions. It's also a one-on-one bot, but it's connected to a database. So let's say we want to do like Coinbase does on-chain daily. They send marketing through wallets. Let's say you want to onboard subscribers. You want to give subscribers a way to subscribe. And of course, you already have the wallet because this is XMTP and everybody's using a wallet address. So in this case, I can request, for example, more information. The bot process, I need to stop this one. The bot process, in this case, if there were more information, it will show it to me. And I want to subscribe. So now I'm subscribed, I'm part of the database of this bot, and this bot can now send me daily reminders, for example, which we are also going to see how they can be useful in a bit. And finally, let's go into the group example. And again, everything is documented here. So this was the one-on-one example. Gives you an overview of the files you need to create the bot. Very simple and straightforward code. Everything fits into like 50 lines of code. The idea is to make MessageKit to encapsulate and abstract all the complexity, and so you can just build the fun stuff on top of MessageKit. And if we go now into the group stuff, we have a couple of use cases also meant as examples. So let's see. I'm in groups. I'm going to close these ones. This one too. This one too. Okay. Now, in a group, you will need to declare commands. So commands are a big part of MessageKit. It's a way to users to communicate directly with the bot. So there is no confusion. There is no ambiguity between the users and the automated accounts. So let's say, so there is a format that you need to follow in order to declare a command. And in this case, this bot has a couple of use cases. So let's say tipping. I have the bot. First, let's see how to add the bot. So we have the wallet. And if I'm a group, I can go to add members. I would add the bot. Ideally, this bot will have like a domain. So let's say this has a ENS domain. So I add it as a new user. And now, once the bot is here, I can, for example, say, run help command. First, I need to start the bot. And we're going to see on the left how the messages are logged. So again, let's try a help command. This help command is generated from, generated automatically from all this command file. Again, this command file has a very strict structure and allows us to have this like a standard between different bots. Eventually, apps are going to be able to feed from this file, maybe showcase command suggestions, maybe showcase what is possible. So by defining a standard, also MessageKit, of course, is open source, as everything in Ephemera is open, and this is going to be interoperable right now. So it works with every app on top of the XMTP ecosystem, as Coinbase, Family Wallet, and so on. So let's see a tipping use case. This is not going to be transferring real tokens, but it's just for you to get the idea. So let's say I have Bo in the group and I want to tip Bo 20 degen or 20 tokens. I just did that. And in this case, the bot just notified me via DMs that I sent tokens. So again, notifications via DMs, commands. Now we're going to see frames. These are all primitive Lego blocks that when come together can create these novel experiences. And yeah, we are trying to put out as much Lego blocks as possible so we can have fun, a lot of fun, as much fun as possible building bots. We can even try with emojis, or I'm going to show emojis soon. So for example, let's see how we can trigger a frame. And in this case, send 1 ETH to USDC. So this command is declared here, send that was a swap. So send 1 ETH to Bo. Okay. The send command sends to a specific user that I want to send. I want to generate, let's say, a payment link on the go. So this is the the group knows both address. I can then is sent as a parameter to the frame. Now the frame knows the amount, knows the address, generates the payment link, and you can click it, and this will be available very soon with frame transactions. So this is one example. Then we can go into swap, and maybe for swap we want to be more loose in the prompt. So swap is powered by AI. So I can do like one SDC, once swap one ETH to SDC. So now it generates. Not yet. I was doing something wrong here. Swap one ETH. Okay, we'll see the AI power swap in a bit. And then in this example, this is using one single frame. This single frame is like a multi-purpose frame. So this is like, it's called base frame, and this is like in its base form. So you can navigate the frame, you can select swap, send, and everything is like, you can also do stuff like using the input from the frame. So this is also a good way to see like frames can be triggered via both parameters or also via just the UI and clicking the buttons. Let's see what else we can do. Yeah, again, we can trigger frames, games. So I can do like game help in the case I want to see which games are available, and this will trigger some games available from the. Oh, I can play Wordle. If you don't know, Wordle is a very cool Web3 game we use for frames, and it's actually very popular in between our team also. And lastly, agents. So now let's trigger GPT. In this case, the example is using GPT. So agent, tell a joke, and hopefully it's going to be a good joke. Why don't Web3 developers play hide and seek? Because good like hiding when everything is on a public blockchain. That was a funny joke, and yeah, so that's how now you get AI, and new use cases are possible, and also AI can parse commands in a different way. So let's see of some of the examples that are working today. Let's say like live bots that we can play around. So again, a swap bot, one is to USDC. You will tag the bot in this case as if it were a user. Then we can also trigger, for example, using emojis. With the search emoji, we can trigger Wordle if you want to play. Also a good way to showcase that you can use reactions, which is a different content type in XMTP, but gets you as a string, and you can react on that. And finally, one of the examples that Shane showcased is, okay, we have a group, we have new primitives, we have transactions, we have frames, we have an interoperable platform, no intermediaries. So what else can be fun in a group chat? So maybe creating tosses, as we call them, between users, or just for just general toss. So will it rain tomorrow, for example? And this is going to, again, use, as we've seen before, the parameters from the frame. Is sending the AI is is parsing this prompt as commands, more strict commands, also declaring the command file on the left. Then the command is, because this is kind of like an intent from the AI, so MessageKit comes ready for the AI to execute intent, to be more agentic. So in the background, this has triggered a command internally, and now we see it as a frame. And in this case, it got all the parameters, and the ones that it didn't get generates automatically. So the default was $10, and yes or no, of course, implies that it's a binary choice. And now if we want to include someone from the group, so I can say like coin toss, let's wage with Shane, who will win at Padel for $50. So the bot has, okay, this one was tough. Who will win Fabri at Padal. Okay, this one worked. Extracted the parameters, Shane and Fabri. Again, default amount is 10. Again, message kit is live to start experimenting with this and to build cool use cases and have fun.